Today's video is gonna be extremely interesting because we're gonna cover 4 teams in total around Haxorus, and I can't wait to showcase this Pokemon on Ultra League throughout these 4 teams. So starting off, we're gonna have a Haxorus up on the lead, while at the back Cresselia with Grident will form a solid and safe backline environment for our Haxorus in order to have a better matchup against the opponent. So we're gonna use Haxorus here up on the lead with a standard moveset, Breaking Swipe and Night Slash. Of course, you can always replace Night Slash with the Earthquake if you feel like you have to on any of these teams. The core breaker that I found out though for this line is gonna be Steelix. Steelix with Dragon Tail and its amazing bulk will be able to destroy down Haxorus, has a positive matchup with Crunches up against your Cresselia, and of course it is gonna be kinda problematic against your Grident. Of course, kind of an even scenario, but still it will take a lot to unfold, and Steelix in the end of the day will emerge victorious. However, as you can see, you still have a lot of play around Steelix. You got your counters, you got your Crunches from the Grident, you got Cresselia with those Grass Notes, so I would not be that much worried about Steelix if I were you, because it is a core breaker but definitely a soft one. When using a team like this, you might want to run something like a Future Sight on your Cresselia, because with Future Sight you're gonna get extra coverage against certain threats, something like a Charizard for example, and trust me when I say this, you're gonna need it for this team, because Haxorus might be super strong offensively, but defensively it is not that good, so it is still gonna struggle against certain threats, something like a Talonflame or a Charizard, so take note of that. Now let's see what we have into the next one, because this first team was starting the video pretty nicely here, and I can't wait to showcase to you what I have up next. Haxorus from a leader will be turned into a closer for the next team showcase, as we're gonna use it at the back alongside the second dragon, and that is Giratina. Now for Giratina, you might want to run something like a Dragon Breath if you want to have coverage against Crafty, which happens to be a core breaker for this team, or something like an Obstacle. And with that in mind, if you do not encounter any of those teams, any of those Pokemon actually, you might want to run something like a Shadowclaw, so that is also gonna be up to you. But I recommend going for the Dragon Breath just for that reason, and you are gonna need that coverage against the Pseudo Fighters Big Dark, because up on the lead you have Alolan Sandslash. So Alolan Sandslash is gonna be a general threat in the meta. I like how easy it is to provide general coverage against Ultra League with the new Drill Run addition to its moveset, and of course Haxorus will be on a very good spot on the closing part most of the times if you can rotate around your Giratina effectively with this line, because you need to bring Giratina as soon as possible into fight in order to draw out something that your Haxorus might be afraid of, or just protect your Sandslash from a fighter eventually. So yeah, here is the synergy. You can see it. Haxorus is absolutely there to be an amazing sweeper for this team, and overall I like Haxorus on Ultra League, and that's why I'm making this video. Once again, on the closing part, Haxorus might want to carry something like an Earthquake, so just take that into consideration when you're using Haxorus all the time, because I might use here Night Slash, but of course Earthquake might be the better move on the closing part, especially against unsealed opponents. This Pokemon is gonna deal so much damage. Just keep in mind that you are also gonna need for sure your Breaking Swipe, since you are gonna debuff the enemy, and that is gonna be the main asset of Haxorus. And yeah, it is a legacy move from its community day, but it's super recent, so that's why I'm making this video. Haxorus returns up on the lead for the next team showcase, and we're pairing it up with our Galarian Stunfisk and Drapion. So this team could easily work on Great League as well. So with that in mind, I want to just mention that Drapion is not that much of a big deal like it is on Great League. It is still gonna be kinda safe, but not the safest of them all. But here on this team, it's gonna be used as a safe switch no matter what. I like its ability to adapt into the meta. However, with Cobalion around, perhaps you're gonna see some walls for that Pokemon, but still I really like Drapion in the meta. I do not recommend going for the Aqua Tail. You need the extra damage from the Sludge Bomb for the Ultra League, because everything is bulkier here, and of course I also do not recommend to go for the Shadow. I think that the regular Drapion is just gonna help you much more than usual, and of course you can apply more debuffs with your Crunches. It's not like you are in Great League that you can pressure for the double crunch for certain opponents, something like a Medicham and Lantern, because here nothing is gonna get two-shotted down, everything is much bulkier, and you're gonna need that extra coverage with your Sludge Bomb. Enough about Drapion. At the back we also have Galarian Stunfisk, so this team is ABB weak to Swampert, so you can see as to how you can manipulate your opponent to draw out the Swampert or any other Mud Boy and Ground type with your Drapion, finish it off with your Haxorus, and then Galarian Stunfisk will be on a very good spot overall. I like this team, it has a lot of coverage, but of course it might struggle a little bit against the matchup with Tapu Fini. If you have Earthquake on your Haxorus and you manage to go for it while shielding the Moonblast, well, you are just gonna win this entire battle. But still, Tapu Fini is a notable mention here, and I think that at the back it still has a positive matchup against Galarian Stunfisk, while your main way to play around it is gonna be your Drapion. So for this Haxorus team, in order to work, you definitely need Earthquake on your lead option, and with that in mind, let's see what we have into the final one. As you may have noticed from my battles here behind my weird commentary, Haxorus is a weird Pokemon and absolutely classy for the meta, but of course its offensive side is gonna be absolutely amazing. I'm also running all the time Nuzlocke, and throughout the entire video I'm recommending to you that you have to use Earthquake sometimes, but still it can learn Surf, which is pretty crucial for this final team showcase. So the core breaker of this team is gonna be Charizard. Now you know why you might want to have something like a Surf on your arsenal when using a team like this, because at the back you also have a Fairy type Pokemon which is gonna get completely walled down by Charizard, so you need that extra coverage for sure. Of course the Dragon Claws of Charizard can also hurt you and threat you out of existence, so you need shields in order to provoke that Charizard to no HP no matter what. Also you can always try to debuff them with a potential Breaking Swipe and then try to tank one move, one Dragon Claw on your Haxorus, because this final team composition is gonna be pretty strong overall. At the back we do not only have Clefable but also Jellicent, so Big Jello here is gonna go pretty rough against most opponents. I like it on the safe sweet spot. Dark types are not gonna be that much around, and you also have two other Pokemon to help your Jellicent on that factor, so you can see the synergy once again that you can use both Haxorus and Jellicent. If you play Surf on both of those Pokemon, are gonna help you a lot against fire types, while the backline can do a lot of solid protection for your Haxorus. So yeah, this is absolutely amazing. I like this team a lot, and of course with Meteor Mass and Fairy Wind on your Clefable now for this new season, you can do even more good things for this team and your Elo on Go Battle League. So Charizard definitely a core breaker, but if you also run Surf on your Haxorus, you're gonna be on a very good spot overall. So that is gonna be all for today, trainers. Thank you for watching and for staying till the end. Just be sure to leave a huge like before you go, and of course subscribe to the channel if you are new to my content. With that said, I have two videos for you to check out, so feel free to check them, and I will see you all into the next one.